from the Cherokee Nation in presentations. And I think that for this organization, there's one in January that's scheduled and another one next April, I believe. And then this group will have its regular meetings as well, besides those particular events. But it's those kinds of things that we want to be able to provide, because when I have traveled around and I talk to Cherokee citizens everywhere, and I interview quite a lot of people, and again and again and again, it's the cultural connections, it's the connections of history, it's the connections of family, community that are the things that interest the outside population most of all. I think that, as the Chief has said, every group has taken on its own character. Some groups have wanted to interact very strongly with the local Indian community and sort of pan-Indian networks, and that's great when they want to do that. It's wonderful to have a Cherokee presence in that sort of community. Other groups are very much more interested in exploring their own particular history and identity and developing those connections with the nation. So it really is completely up to you as to how you want to form this group, how you want it to develop and so forth. But I know that for me, when I joined the organization in Albuquerque, it was like coming home. It was just wonderful to be with people finally who understood what I was talking about when I would mention the allotment, for instance, or something like that. You know, there's kind of an internal conversation, I think, that we have with ourselves and with each other that other people don't necessarily understand. And for me, to this day, there's nothing in the world that is better than being with Cherokees, which is why coming to these events, these kickoff events, the future events that you all will be having, I really do enjoy doing it, because it's wonderful to come into a room and see the commonality that we all share in here of our pride in this history, in this heritage, in this nation. So, congratulations. I really want to encourage all of you to become members of this organization and to become very active members of this organization. I think you'll find that it will be something that will be very, very gratifying, very fulfilling on many, many levels. And welcome to the first event, and thanks for coming out. Thank you. I am so proud to serve as your representative, and I'm very proud to serve alongside your other council person here, the very esteemed and honorable Jack Baker.
Thanks, Julia. You're about to esteemed and honored, but it is my privilege to serve you. I usually tell people that I'm with Chewy and ask the crowd how many people know where Chewy is. But in this group, there's going to be a huge number. So how many know where Chewy is? Normally, I have one or two people. Harold Dean's from Chewy. Then I graduated from Westfield. Dorita Hicks graduated from high school with me a few years ago. Not so long ago, but
not long.
I know that when most of us were growing up, at least in the Cherokee Nation, those of you that are from Oklahoma, we didn't have a Cherokee Nation as such. We were all knew we were Cherokee and glad that we were Cherokee. But there was no government that existed. And then in the late 60s and the early 70s, people began to come together and form the Cherokee Nation. We elected our first principal chiefs in statehood in 1971. And I voted in that election in 71. As I like to say, I've voted in every election since then. Since that 71 election was the first election since 1902. I tell people I voted in every Cherokee election in the last 100 years. Which is a true statement. Okay. But in 1975, we formed a new constitution, which provided for the tribal council. But also there was a provision in that constitution that said in 20 years, if the Cherokee people chose, there could be a constitutional convention for a new constitution. So in 95, the Cherokee people voted to have a constitutional convention, which was held in 99. And many people, or some of the people here, Judy was part of that, Chad was part of it, Bill John was, Scott, I believe, you were part of that. So But it became apparent there are also many people that lived outside the Cherokee Nation that were part of the 70-some members of the Constitutional Convention. It became really apparent that there was no representation for the people living outside the nation. And as Chad gave the numbers earlier, 298,000 citizens, 114,000 within the nation. That's 184,000, almost two-thirds living outside the nation. And they had virtually no representation, at least no representatives from those outside. So the new Constitution, which was ratified by the people in 2003 and actually was initiated in 2006. So I was fortunate to be one of the two council members at large that was chosen by the tribal council at that time and reelected the following year. But since the new Constitution, then we do have representation on the council. And it's great to come, as Julia said, to come to these organizations and see us coming together as a community. As she said, this is a really large group, and so I look forward to seeing how you grow and develop into one of our Cherokee communities. Because we're every bit as much Cherokee as those who live within the Cherokee Nation. We're still Cherokee citizens, just the same. And it is my honor to represent you. It's good to be here today. Thank you.
This is great. Is everybody having a good time?
Yeah.
Okay. My name is Tom Brandom, and I'm the interim chair of the organization that put this on, and we can't be a board because we don't have members. So now we're getting members, and eventually we'll elect a board. But I'd like to introduce the people that put this on today. And if they could please stand, we'll hold your applause till the end. Roderick Becker, Ellen Behan, Rob Haney, stand up, Gary Hammer, Vince Blair, Joseph Gray, Pam Riley, Scott Lemon, Cheryl Montiel, Stephonia Hammer, Neil Stallings Band, Sandy Lee, and my name is Tom Brandon. Please give them your applause. I'd like to answer one of the questions that was brought up over here about health. And from what I understand, the Indian Center is working with Indian Health Services to maybe become a provider of Indian Health Services here in Kansas City. So if we can get expertise from the Cherokee Nation and work with the Indian Health Services out of Oklahoma, then I think maybe we can have that in Kansas City. So all of us working together, I think this may happen. I cross my fingers and hope. If you haven't joined, there will be people up here at the end for the Kansas City Cherokee Community Center. And I was supposed to give the website name, and the card is back there. Here it comes fast. Yeah, it's www.kccherokee.org. And we've also got one on the Cherokee Nation website, and that's http://kansascity.cherokee.org. But we've got a website on the Cherokee Nation website, and we've got our own, and we will have meetings, and it looks like in the middle of October, there is a meeting up at Line Creek in Wacomas Drive, and we're going to try to coordinate our meeting with something cultural that's going on in Kansas City. So whatever we do, we can benefit the rest of the Indian community, and they will benefit from us. And I think that's good for all of us.
Did the cards for the website already get passed out?
Did the cards for the website get passed out?
Scott, did you pass those out?
Few people got them, but if not, we have some up here on the table. Be sure and grab one.
Okay, I didn't have anything else. Did anybody have anything else to say? Okay, right here. We thank them for coming, and we're thrilled you're here, and come back often.
Thank you. We have two of our councilmen that drove a long way to visit with you. Joe